All right, Coach, and just talking about the road trip, of course, with the before the Christmas break, you had a 3-game road swing, a tough one as well. Just talk about how you guys were able to finish those, especially those last 2 games against Tulsa and Alabama, and what you could take for that to try to get some better starts offensively.
It was a tough road swing, but that part of the scheduling was done on purpose and wanted to test the girls to see how they would respond with having those not only road games, but those tough back-to-back road games. And we did have not the greatest starts against Tulsa and against Alabama, but as you stated, we did finish strong. We're stressing, again, defensive. There was a lot of things that we need to correct, and that has been the focus so far since we've gotten back from Christmas, and that's keeping people off the free throw line. One thing we have realized is that we're putting people in the bonus way too early in the first half. So that's something that's hindering us as far as scoring and going into the halftime being down. We're putting people on the line. Now, some of that is not great defense, and some of that is we could get better calls. Just being honest, but that's been a focus. That's been a focus for us here after Christmas, working on being in a better defensive position, being better with on-ball defense, better help side defense, not fouling 90 feet away from the basket. So something to grow on is that, against Alabama, it was a 40-43 second half. It was a 3-point game, and that was the adjustments that made at halftime, talking about the things that we needed to do defensively, but also how can we attack them offensively.
And what you kind of stated with the fouls and the foul trouble, it kind of put you in a couple of spots into some smaller lineups and compromised you against some teams with some shots.
Yeah, we got to correct that. The post players getting in foul trouble early really hurt us, and not only hurt us defensively, but as we're trying to establish that inside presence offensively, it causes me to go to a small lineup. So that's been a real focus for us here these last few days. As I stated, they only have 5 fouls in practice now. So after their 5-foul limit, they have to run for it. So that seems to be a good way to get their attention and have corrected all of the unnecessary touching, bumping, fouling, and being in a position where I have to set someone early with 2 fouls in the first half. So you're correct. Have to go to that small lineup due to that, but hopefully that'll be corrected as we move into the second half of the season.
And some individual performances as well. Randy seems to have found her shot now. In the past few games, she's really started to heat up from the field. And just talk about her progression offensively after she kind of seemed to struggle, maybe force a few shots in the first few games.
I think that's just freshman. That's just her being a freshman. Randy is a scorer, and, you have to give that non-conference season for them freshmen to get acclimated to the system, get acclimated to what's a good shot and what's a bad shot. She's now being able to realize that she can score within the offense without forcing up shots, and she looked very good the last couple of games, just being more confident, being more relaxed, being more in tune, being more in flow with the offensive sets, and not trying to do too much creating. She realized that she's a person that has a shot, but if they close out on her, she can get to the rim as well. So I'm very proud of her effort, and I expect her to continue to grow as we continue to progress through this second season.
And another player who's come along as well, as she's kind of been integrated into you guys' system, is Alexis. And just kind of a hard-nosed guard, and got some tough rebounds, but was able to get to the foul line as well against Alabama, and able to contribute some more offensively these past few games also.
Yeah, Alexis has been coming on more and more each game. She's one of those players who brings the intensity, the energy off the bench. And as we talked about that strong start, I changed the lineup because I need that intensity and that energy from the beginning. So she's made her way into the starting lineup because of that intensity, because of what she brings to the floor. She is an athlete. She is just a pure athlete. She can probably jump higher than anyone on our team. She has a quick first step, and she knows what to do with the ball when she gets the ball. It's now just about her constantly being comfortable with the other four out there on the floor. One thing about Alexis Martin is she's going to make mistakes, but after her mistakes, she's going to hustle and do something great on the other end for you. And that's what I like about her. It's not the mistake, it's how you respond to the mistake. And her response to the mistake is always something good.
And now preparing for Kent State tomorrow. Both of you guys have had the same amount of time to prepare, and just kind of what you see from Kent, a team that's kind of struggled a little bit to find their offense.
You know, Kent State finished before the break with a little win there over Colgate, so they went home on kind of a high. As with any team that's coming in here, we're going to have to respect their game. But what they're going to bring is not anything that we haven't seen already. And that's what I'm saying, haven't seen. They're going to come with a 2-2-1 press. They're going to come with a 1-2-2 press. They're going to run and jump us, but that's all things that we have seen from our previous opponents. So we've been preparing for that and stressing some of the things that we can do offensively, but we're looking for our defense to be a motivating factor for us on tomorrow and spark our offense. So I think they're going to come in and I think they're going to compete. I heard they've been in town a little while, so hopefully they've had too much of New Orleans before they come in on tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.